video will show how to pull 3 reports in RenStar: the screening report, diagnostic report, and the instructional planning report. It's very important to pull these reports and save them as PDFs right after you test your students, after each testing window, or after they test upon enrollment at OFL. The reason this is important is because once a student changes their grade level, some data becomes unavailable. For all of these reports, you'll need to pull them in both reading and math. Reading and math. Let's start with pulling the screening report. Click Reading or Math. Click on Screening, Progress Monitoring, and Intervention. Select Screening on the left-hand side here. And then you will select a specific class and save the selection. Once you have done that, you need to choose the screening period. So we can choose the October 2nd to the 31st. And then either from the bottom or the top, you can click on View Report. Each report has a page 1 and a page 2. Page 1 for each grade level shows the number of students and percentage of each category ranging from urgent to at or above level. Here's the percentage. Here's the number of students that are in each level for each specific grade. You'll also see that when a grade has no students in it, you will get a report that looks like this. On page 2 of the report, so let's go back to 9th grade where we have some students. On page 2 of that same report, you're going to have the students broken down by their actual their level of intervention. So here these students are urgent intervention on watch, or at above benchmark. Now, once you've pulled your report, you need to download it so that you can save it to a PDF. So you'll, up at the top right corner, you're going to click on Download. Change the name. I would recommend changing it to RenStar Fall 2017, and then the name of the report. So this would be Screening, and I would also put what subject matter. So this was reading. This will allow you to be able to find it easily when you're looking for it later. Another hint would be to create a in your Google Drive a folder where you can keep all these reports at, so that you have quick and easy access to all your reports that you're saving right now. So the next report we're going to go to is the diagnostic report. So go home and then click on Reading or Math. Once again, you're going to do all of these reports twice, once in reading and once in math. And then you're going to go to Reports, which is the 4th one down. Click on Reports. And then the first report here is Diagnostic. You're going to click on that Diagnostic. You're going to choose your class from the drop-down. And you can either choose a predefined time period. For example, I would use fall right now, or you can choose a date range here on the custom ranges. Once you have selected your class and you've selected your reporting period, you can select View Report. That's going to give you your PDF of the diagnostic. Now, the diagnostic report presents diagnostic and skill information for an individual student. So this is a report that you could use in a parent conference or an achievement chat with your student because it's just their information. So it's much better to go over individual students without other students' information on the report. It's giving you similar information that you're going to have in the, on the screening report, just on an individual basis. All right? So that is the diagnostic report. Remember, afterwards you're going to download it and save it as RenStar Fall 2017 or whenever you're doing this, and then diagnostic report. See how that's all going to be nicely organized, and then you would save that. All right, so let's move on to the next report. And the last report that we're going to pull is the instructional planning report for students. So let's, we can actually select a different report here because we're in reports, or you can go home. So if I select a different report, it takes me back to the reports tab. So let me show you the other way to get here. By clicking home, you choose reading or math and then go to reports. And then you're going to choose the instructional planning for students report. Here you're going to select your student group that you want, which would be your classroom name. And you don't need to change anything else here. You just go ahead and hit View Report. So the instructional planning report for students provides a list of recommended skills for individualized instruction based on the student's most recent assessment. So it's going to pull that most recent assessment that you've done. So this could be done right after a newly enrolled student takes their test, or after the assessments that we do 3 times a year. This report gives you the projected and the most recent test and the projected score. Basically, if we work on these skills, where they can be in 3 months, as well as these awesome suggested skills at the bottom. So these suggested skills are the skills that they are lacking based on how they did on the test. These skills are great to look at, so you kind of can look at these and say, oh, I need to work with them on you know, how the theme interacts with other characters. Okay? But you also, there's another thing that you can do. Once you have this information, you can actually go to a place in Renaissance Star that provides you actual activities and lesson plans for these specific individualized specific skills that students need. So that, after you once again download it, save it as Fall 2017 RenStar Instructional Planning Report, then you can go back to home, and after you've figured out what, after you've printed that report, you can click here on go to Reading or Math, go to Enterprise Home. Once you go to Enterprise Home, you're going to see, you scroll down and you'll see Core Progress. You'll enter Core Progress here, and to the left you have this list of these skills, basically all the different skills that are needed for reading. In each one they have these sub lists, and in these sub lists you can find the grade that they that the concept was that they mentioned that they were lacking. So for example, craft and structure, it starts in kindergarten, and most of our students wouldn't need those skills, but then you just keep scrolling down, and so many of them though do need upper elementary or middle school support in these skills, and so maybe they need to analyze an author's word choice creates the tone of an informational text. Maybe they need to understand that. So you can click on that, whatever the skill that they need, and then choose View Instructional Resources. So each one of these specific skill levels has a link for instructional resources, which is pretty remarkable that we have all of this data at our disposal. And so here you have all of these lessons and activities that are specific to this standard or this skill. Okay? So that is the core progress, which is not a report, but it's a place in which you can find resources to support your students. I definitely see this being something that you could do for your struggling students, for your EL students, being able to provide this extra support for them. So this is how you find the screening report, the diagnostic report, and the instructional planning report, as well as how to find the resources for the reading skills and the math skills that your students are struggling in. As always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. This is Rebecca Donaldson, the instructional coach for Long Beach and LA. Thanks so much.